So hopefully you guys had a good break, right? Clear your head, maybe even have a chance to process some of the information you gathered. There was a lot. There's been a lot that's been presented. It was exciting to overhear some of the conversations where people are already planning their next step. And that's exciting for me because not only does it give me the impression that you guys were listening, right? But it's an opportunity for me to hear how this could be meaningful, not just to the individual, but to the group or the teams that are going to be part of that group. So I think that's good, that's all exciting. But now, what we're gonna do next is take it from the standpoint of, you understand a little bit about the company, you got a good feel for the product that right now is putting us in a leadership position. You've also gotten to get a bit of a feel for what that could look like when you go out there and talk to your clients. And of course, the last topic, which took you through the process of saying, to make this a complete process and really make it a business that you can become experts at, you got to learn how to do the paperwork. Now, that being said, we've covered now the tough part, which is what's the job? The exciting part then that I'm going to introduce to you is what are we doing to help you and your team take your dream, take those goals that you were sharing, and make it a reality, okay? Anybody interested to figure out how we could help you make those things happen sooner, faster, and to a little different level? At least one person. It's interesting, two, okay, good, two. I'm only going to talk to this side of the room then. In fact, it's interesting that the one individual that raised his hands has an opportunity. It's our first MLM that signed up. MLM meaning multi-level marketing company, which means there's a company that has thousands of individuals part of their organization, and if you're familiar with that industry, it just keeps growing. It just keeps mushrooming. And to have gotten into that space and allow them to see the value, it's actually helped spur their business. Think about it. They, in their own rights, were probably already going to be successful. Typical MLM have a product or an offering that a lot of people would like to have but can't get it directly. So to think about that and to say that these same individuals are still dependent on a price point that if they don't have the cash or they don't have a credit card to process it, what happens? They can't happen. They can't participate. So with the right structure, with the right business, with the right product mix, we actually have invited and looked into making that happen. And to this day, we have, I believe, this company now has been on the roll for the last 30 days, right, Cesar? 47 deals that they've closed so far on that?
It took us a while to get them started because of different IP addresses.
Yep.
But they're coming up to their full month. And they're, as of last week, batch, which is Friday, it was 47. And they're probably, at that pace, they're probably in their 60s right now.
Okay, so did you hear what he just said? In less than 30 days, one business has taken that, made it real, and now it's a key part of their business. Is that a fair statement?
Yes.
Okay, so now they're depending on the system for their growth. Now, again, that's a creative thinking out of the box, and that's the kind of stuff that I'm just sharing with you to be able to say, look at the possibilities, all right? The mix is business, entity, it's got to have a physical building, right? It's got to have a product or a service that actually can be quantifiable, right? That can actually be then monetized, and then we can come back and look at it. Does that make sense for us and the companies that we're affiliated with? And if those pieces come together, then the possibilities are really unlimited, okay? So as those opportunities are out there and you get creative, what we're saying is keep your eyes open for those situations, right? Look at that list that was put up there of the different businesses. Now, I'm going to help you, and you'll get to know a little bit of my success. My success has not been by doing onesies, okay? I understand that up there we saw, anybody remember seeing, what was it, dental offices? Right? So you could probably immediately think, oh God, there's a dental office just down the street. Everywhere I go, there is some facility, correct? And you can go to those one at a time, and that's cool. Okay, let's step back a little bit. Who markets to those companies? Oh, we do, right? But besides it, who's already who's already got a relationship? Who, excuse me? Care Credit, you said? That's our
Supplier.
that's the other guys. But wait a minute. You guys are making fun. Hold on for a second. She just said that there's a competitor that has already established themselves at a dental company, right? That already perceives benefit or value from having that service. Wouldn't it be ideal if we can go in and say, hey, let's find as many of those dental care opportunities and do the comparison, and next thing that you know, we don't have to sell them, do we? Isn't the best sale one where you don't have to sell, just facilitate? Give them the information, let them make up their mind. So there's an example of thinking out of the box. And by the way, if you go to websites online and do a search on dental companies, they'll even proudly tell you who their clients are in the area. Do you need help finding leads? Right there, very simple. So again, if you start thinking and looking at opportunities and look at them a little bit different, all I'm saying is don't go focusing just on the individual. Look at it from a pond perspective. They have other fish that they're serving. If those fish happen to be dental offices, then who is it that's feeding that? And it might be a dental equipment company, right? It might be somebody who's providing supplies to those companies. So what if you align with those companies that, hey, you're already serving them. You're already providing them a product and service they know. You got the relationship. But now, why don't you give them another tool that can help their business? Now you're bringing value add to them. Do you think they would be open at least to hearing about it? Of course they would. Oh, by the way, next time they have to buy equipment from you or more supplies, and they say, we're going to have to wait till the next pay period, it says, gee, God, what does that do to your commission or to your anticipated paycheck? It's affected. So now all of a sudden you give them an alternative, it's helping you. And did I say we pay commissions for selling our products and services? Now all of a sudden they can actually get another side benefit. So what I'm going to do is continue the conversation about how to really affect this business. But I'm going to go at it and look at it from the standpoint of what are we doing from a business standpoint, from an infrastructure perspective to help you do your job. So let's go back. On this particular point, go viral marketing. Somebody reads that, go viral, it's kind of an acronym or a buzzword, right? Some people say, yeah, everybody's saying that. Well, what if there was actually a platform or tools that could get the message out? Save you a little bit of time from going door to door. Well, we happen to have platforms that are going to be made available to you. The simple objective is, again, I said, help you do your job better and easier. Now, I'm going to walk through the process. We're saying, I get opportunities. I'm now going to have potentially customers, list of customers that I got to get to, right? And if you guys is as good as I am, I'm going to go to one. In the next day or so, I'll still remember everything. By the third day, I'm confusing this guy with that guy. Oh, paperwork, you follow what I'm saying? It can get kind of out of hand. Well, one of the tools, and you'll learn more about it after this conversation or my presentation, there's a CRM, an actual tool that'll help you manage your business, okay? It's not intended to be a slave driver. It's not a whip. Well, actually, it could serve that way. But the thing is, if you are empowering yourself to run a business and you're given tools to help you stay on task, that might not be a bad thing. Secondly, What if you also are given tools to help you affect your job? Meaning, we're in sales, agreed? Right? I don't want to make a distinction, but let me make a distinction. Say, if you're in a call center, some people say, well, they're just in a call center, but we're a direct sales rep. Now, I will tell you, if I ask our call center lead, are you in sales? Yep. Now, why does he say that he's in sales? I thought he was just taking calls or making calls.
He's representing the company, I mean, the brand.
If you have ever picked up a phone to call somebody to give you an appointment, what does that look like? They don't necessarily jump up and down. Oh, it's you, come on over. We've been waiting for somebody like you. No, their reaction goes more like, bye. Next thing you know, you try another one. So to get good at getting somebody to do something that's different than what they're accustomed to or trained to, that's selling, right? You're persuading, you're giving them an opportunity to hopefully change that behavior, and that's an art. So don't undervalue that. That's an important asset. Now, how that fits in is that we're establishing a call center with a simple objective of helping set appointments. So those appointments will be to businesses that we'll either source ourselves or that we buy the names or the contacts to set up those appointments. With that appointment, we can now reach out to our reps and say, hey, we got something scheduled for Thursday at 2 o'clock. Looks like your calendar is open. Are you interested? Sure, right? Okay, you're down. Next. So think about it. All of a sudden now, that effort, that timeline of going from cold calling to connecting with somebody that's of interest has now been shrunk, right, or reduced. So if cold calling, you identify 100 clients, prospects, and of those 100, 36 of them have expressed an interest. That's not bad. And of those 36, 18 of them are all over it. That's not bad either, is it? But it's a game, right? It's a numbers game, and it's all time. If they get you to the point of identifying somebody who at least will talk to you, where are you starting? Okay? And if you're successful, or at least follow the trend of where we're closing close to 70% of the deals, that's very powerful. All right? So all I'm saying is be grateful that we have a group of people that are working hard, taking a lot of no's, right? And finding creative ways to get you in the door. So that's one of the other things that we're working with. What objective? Getting our brand out, setting those appointments, help you drive your business. Next thing. One of the things that we're creating, we have our own proprietary platform to get the message out through social media and through the internet. Now, some of you here are very good at technology, right? You saw somebody jump up to come and help us get the thing set up and running. Why? He's a little bit of a techie. Is that a fair statement? Right? Yeah, he knows technology. Now, if I were to have Caesar get on there, and I don't think he would be comfortable doing that, or Ray, or even some of us that are a little bit older, technology is, we know it's there. Phones, we might be able to work, right? My point is our comfort level isn't there. But if you look at numbers in marketing, what is the most effective media for marketing? It's a combination of using video, combination of using images, and a platform that goes through the internet and, of course, social media. Bob, maybe you guys haven't had a chance to connect with. We've been working together for a number of years. Our purpose is to create messages or content that could be structured and distributed through those platforms. They're purposeful, they're exciting, they're interactive, but they give the prospect or the person that sees it an opportunity to learn more about who you are it brands the company, and ultimately through their connections, get this, through their connections, open the door to other people that you probably will never ever have the opportunity to meet. So those are tools that we're working on. So if you happen to be as popular as some of the folks here that have thousands of friends on social media, God love you, right? That's 1,000 times whatever number of people that you can now open the door to. And yeah, okay, so maybe some of those people aren't all in Southern California. Some of them are now in Arizona. Some of them are wherever in the world. Guess what? We cover all of the U.S., okay? And as our own platform expands, and we get Arizona, Nevada, Utah, Oregon, Washington, and of course all of California, what does that do for you? Right? All of a sudden, we're not limited here. And it just so happens that we find somebody in Texas that we know, well, we might reach out to Cesar and say, Cesar, I got something for you. And he might be generous enough to say, you know what, I'll buy you lunch or whatever, or more. Or something. So my whole, did I just set an expectation? My whole point is, guys, we're all in the business of trying to get the word out, get people excited about our product, give them an opportunity to use it, and then allow that experience to continue to grow our brand. Okay? So as you hear, the platforms will be there. We are working on other things that help bring other streams of income to you as you build that relationship. Get this, I've already gotten to work with ABC Company. They've invited us in. We're doing business now. They're trying our product. They're loving it. They see the return. That $195 all of a sudden seems like a drop in the bucket, right? And so all of a sudden you say, hey, by the way, you're doing some credit card processing there. Yeah, who are you using? Yeah, whatever. Well, can we help you with that? You guys do that too? Sure. What have we done? Right? All of a sudden, through that relationship, we have another stream of income. And by the way, if you get to that point of expanding, you're looking to take on whatever, we can offer you these other financial offerings. That relationship has bloomed. Now, one of our intentions is to be able to say that same merchant is trying to protect their business, right? Do you know any business owner that isn't interested in protecting their business? Okay, the whole point is insurance is one way to do that. So what if we can provide them with an option to at least assess what they have, if nothing else, to ensure that what they've selected and what they're using is serving them. That's all. That's part of what? Protection. Assuring that they have a blanket they don't have to worry about. And we're going to be able to offer that. We do that, of course, you're going to get paid, right? And because of the nature of the beast where there's residual income, you probably want some of that. I mean, how many of you want residual income? Okay, the only one that doesn't want residual, oh, okay, I'm sorry, I didn't see your hand. Okay, so that's a popular, very interested proposition. So our goal then is to find ways to strengthen the relationship that we have with you all, to give you and your team an opportunity now to build a relationship, right? If you go in and you have multiple ways of connecting, one of those is going to be hot. One of those is going to be important. We like to say in sales, one of those is going to hit a pain point, right? If they're having a difficult time with covering a loss or a difficult time with a provider that's doing their transactions, we'll talk. So in a nutshell, the whole thing that I just wanted to communicate to you is that we've invested as a company to, as you saw earlier, improve the processes so that not only can the processes be more streamlined, that we have an infrastructure that if you need help with getting that device installed, because we know without it you can't get paid, or somebody to help chase those documents down because we know without those documents you're not going to get paid, or if I don't have time to chase leads because I'm busy serving a customer, somebody can still get you an appointment because you're going to be in that neighborhood. There's already somebody just down minutes from where that is. Get out there while you're there. All of a sudden, that becomes a better use of your time. Okay? So I'm going to leave it with that because you'll learn more about time management, but you understand the principles that we're addressing or that we're looking at in providing every one of you that elect to be part of the team. So I hope you take that in consideration as you're, again, either entertaining this opportunity Or if you're already there, taking a look and say, well, gee, if I had those, and all of a sudden it changes, the playing field just now changed. Now it's a matter of saying, boy, if I did this and approach this as a business, not as an individual that's working for a company, but it's your business, you're going to have all the elements you need to drive your business. And after all, some of you are in insurance, some of you are in real estate, some of you are in different businesses where your aim is to be what? An independent business owner. Right? Take a look at the areas that have kept you from being successful and then listen to the things that we're putting on the table, and you probably maybe have another opportunity to get re-energized. All right? So with that, I thank you guys for listening to me, and I'm excited and I'm looking forward to giving you guys an opportunity to leverage all of this.